Welcome to The Thread. I am your host, Robert Purvey. This is a podcast intentionally designed to resource parents and families of next gen with the tools needed to be better parents and stronger families. If you're a parent of an 18-week-old to an 18-year-old, this podcast is for you. And I'm super excited that I get the opportunity to host this podcast and bring information and resources to all parents. Listen, I'm a parent, have 7-year-old twins, Layla and Jaden. They are absolutely amazing. They are wonderful kids. They are beautiful, and they literally run my life, right? So if you are a parent, you know how that is. Like you literally give up everything, right? Like you don't even have your name anymore. Like I'm now Jaden's and Layla's dad, or I'm the dad of the twins, right? And so you don't even have a name anymore. But when it comes to parenting has a beautiful life of its own, has a beautiful journey of its own. It's an amazing way to interact with these beautiful beings that God has created. And so this podcast will be a great way to just give you resources on how to be a better parent and build stronger families. All right. So every time we meet, I'm going to give you a parent impact story. OK, it'll be a story of a parent from a parent, whether they're in the studio with me or whether I give you the information firsthand. But the first impact story will be the impact story in my house. OK, so I want to let you know about the mother of my twins. Her name is Christy. She's a great mother to Layla and Jaden. And there's something that she does every day with our twins that's absolutely amazing. And so our twins love it. They have a great time doing it. And so at the house, before they go to bed, before they get ready for baths and everything, she's such a stickler for education. Make sure that they read 20 minutes a night, right? And so every night they read for 20 minutes each. Layla reads 20 minutes, Jaden reads 20 minutes. They read 20 minutes every night, and I can just see the difference in how they are as they read. And so Layla and Jaden are very outspoken kids, and they speak their minds. They speak what they feel, just like most kids, right? And so to hear them thank their mom for how awesome she is and what she does, and to thank dad for being a good dad, and to hear that thank you from your kids, let you know that as a parent, you're doing something right. Purvey, what do you mean? I just want to help you. The impact story to start the thread off with, the impact story is from me to you. Know that you are doing a great job. And sometimes the little people that you're raising will let you know. When they do, take that and realize that in their little hearts and their little minds, they see what you're doing. Now, they may mess up your house. They may not wash the dishes. They may not bring the car back with a full tank of gas. They may eat up all your food. You may get into a little argument. You may go back and forth. But every now and then, your little person, your preteen or your teenager will let you know how much they appreciate you. And in those small moments, understand, take it, receive it. But if you don't get it there, understand that you will always get it here from your boy. I will always let you know that as a parent, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it gets tedious and you want to give up sometimes. But family, you're doing a good job. My brother, my sister, you're doing a great job being a mom, being a dad. Keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to come walk alongside you here on The Thread and make sure you have the resources to be better. All right. So today, we're going to talk about how to make every moment count. To make every moment count. This is what we're going to do. Now, every information I give you, understand that The Thread is a source. I mean, it's a resource. It's not the source. It's a resource, right? That this is not the ending and the beginning of everything parenting or everything family, but we're going to do our best job to give information to you that comes from other places and other sources to help walk alongside you. Maybe some stuff that you never thought about, some stuff you didn't know you could find or where you could find it, where The Thread will be that landing spot for you as a parent to make sure you get the information you need to be better. And so everything that I give you, I will give you the information from it. And we've done such a great job of making it happen that if you go to visit concorddallas.org /The Thread, you can get the information that we give to you here on the podcast. So whatever sources I use, whatever information I use, whatever books I reference, I'll make sure that they're always on the landing spot so you can go and get them. And so if you can't hurry and get back to the podcast or re-listen to it, you can always go back and you can get the information. Also realize that you can watch the thread. You can listen to it on the podcast platforms. It's on YouTube, but it's also on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's on Google Play. It's on all these digital landing spots. So you can share it with your friends, share it with other parents, and let them know that there is a place that's helping all parents just become better. And so today we're going to talk about how to make every moment count. How to make every moment count. As a parent, you know how hard it is to squeeze 24 hours into 24 hours, right? Like it's hard. Being a parent is like, are there any more hours in the day? Like, do we really have any more time? Because it seems like every hour has something attached to it. There's something about life that's attached to every hour in the day. So I want to help you how to make every moment count, especially with your kid. Now, hear me. Sometimes we'll talk about topics that deal with smaller kids. We'll deal with babies, toddlers, preschool, adolescent, teens. So listen, like I told you, the thread is for every parent 18 weeks old all the way to 18 years old. So everything we do is to give you information, and sometimes that information will be generalized. Sometimes it'll be specific, but sometimes it'll be generalized. Today is one of those general moments. It's one of those general moments on how you as a parent can make every moment count, no matter how old your child is. Okay, so I need you to do however you take notes. If you take it on your phone, if you're driving, please don't try to take notes while you're driving. Please, you done already messed up your car enough. Do not try to take notes while you're driving. But I do need you to take notes on this. And so if you're driving, just look at the timestamp, and you can go back and look at the time so you can get these information later. But if you're sitting at home, or if you're in the coffee shop, or if you're like me and you're just sitting in the car, some of the best times is just sitting in the car. Right? I don't know how other parents feel, but some of the best times is when nobody else is in the car with you and you just sit in the car. And people will think you're crazy, but let them think what they want to think. Some of the best times is just sitting in the car by yourself with music, or sometimes nothing. If that's what you're doing right now, listening to this, take out your phone and however you take notes. Or if you're old school and write it in a notepad, however you take notes, I need you to join me today in how we make every moment count. All right? So I'm going to give you four things. And this comes from a parental expert. Her name is Erin Kurt. She has some great articles on parenting, and you can check them out on the Thread resource page. I'll put them there. She has some great articles that I would love to share with you on how you can connect with your kid. And so, but today I want to pull from something she wrote a few months back. She talked about how to make every moment count, realizing that as parents, we don't have a lot of time, but we have to make good use of the time we have. And so there are four things I want to give. If you read this article, like I said, I'll post it on the resource page. But if you read this article, she has maybe a few more in-depth things. But here are the four things I pulled out that I want to give to us, and so we can grab it. All right. So the first one is to make every moment count. Make sure you have one-on-one time. Make sure you have one-on-one time. One-on-one time with your kid. Alone time with your kid. When you're doing something you both enjoy, it's one of the best things you could ever do, right? With one family, it may be the time when the dad takes the baby so mom can spend some time with the older child. It could mean going to a movie. It could mean going out to the park, whatever you do, but it's been a one-on-one time. So this dynamic is different, right? For families with only one child, there has to be something that you can do. I've seen some families to where dads have to make sure they're intentional about taking the baby and spending some time with the baby and giving mama a break. I'm gonna put a pin there. Dads, do a better job of giving mom some free time. It could actually work out for your benefit, if you know what I mean. If you give mama some free time, right? Take the baby out for ice cream, go to the park, walk around, give mom some free time. And then other than that, create some time away from work that's not task oriented, where you and mom or the family can go out and spend some time with the kid. If you have more than one child, you know this. I have twins, and so Layla and Jaden have different personalities. And so there's something that I'm in intentional about is having daddy-daughter time and daddy-son time. And in those times, what I realize is the stuff Layla likes to do is completely different from the stuff Jay likes to do. So Layla is a diva, so she likes to spend all my money. And she wants to go to every restaurant, right? She wants an appetizer from this restaurant. She wants a main course from this restaurant. And she has another restaurant she gets a dessert from, right? So, and she loves seafood like her daddy. And so, and never telling where daddy-daughter date's going to go, right? So she has a list of stores she wants to go to. She's not thinking about how much money she's going to spend, but she knows what she wants to buy. She knows what restaurant she want to go to. She knows what she wants to eat. And it's a whole wrap. When she gets home, she wants ice cream. She wants to pop popcorn. And she has 3 different type of movies you can watch, and she'll let you pick one out of the 3, but she has the whole day set up for daddy-daughter dates, right? That's Layla. My son Jaden, Jay just wants to be with dad. He don't care what we do, and that's my guy, right? That's the type of life I live, right? Like let's not have no plans. Let's just make it, let it happen. And I know that just stresses moms out, right? Moms, you got to have a plan, but dads, y'all know how we roll. We just gonna go. We gonna be free. Right. And so with my little man, that's what we do. There's no telling what we'll do. But we spend that one-on-one time. And it's very important that you spend that one-on-one time with your child. And how do you know what they like? How do you know what they like? You got to talk to them. You got to talk to them and make sure that you know exactly what their likes are. Like, you do not want to be the parent that does not know what their child likes. If you do not know what your child likes, like, you really aren't spending the amount of time you need to spend paying attention to your child, okay? So I'm going to go left and come back right, okay? You can't afford to know more about your job than you do your child. You can't afford it. You cannot afford, like, you understand this is just a phase. Like, your kids will go through phases. They go through phases, and you want to be present in these phases. So you want to make sure that you catch whatever is going on, because once it passes, you can't go back and get it. So if you know more about your job or more about your friend circles and what they like and what they enjoy and what your job desires of you, if you know more about that than you do your kid, your perspective is off. You need to know what your kid likes. Maybe they're acting up because they're begging for your attention, or maybe they're literally asking, you're not hearing them, right? And so when it comes to spending one-on-one time with your child, make sure that you are intentionally arranging some stuff. Now, for single parents, if you have more than one child, you could arrange it to where, like, on Saturday, you spend quality time with one of your children, and the last Saturday of the month, you spend quality time as a family. Like, you make sure that works. I know the dynamics are different. And one thing the thread will do, we'll touch every dynamic: single parenting, co-parenting, parents that are trying to figure it out, dual parent homes, all of it. And there's different ways that you can do this in different spaces. So, like, single parents, if you're a single mom with multiple children, you got to get creative on how you spend time with that child. And sometimes I understand that every single mom doesn't have a support system. Every single mom doesn't have people that they can take some of the children to and spend time with one child. So no matter what your situation is, as a single parent, this is how you can spend time with your child. Come up with creative ways and make it about that child in that moment. If you can't separate the kids, if you can't separate the time, see what that one child wants to do. And in that moment, whatever the day is, if it's a Saturday, if it's a Sunday, whatever day it is, pick that moment and let it be what that child wants. Then the next time, let it be what that child wants to do. But make sure it's specific to that kid, especially if you're a single parent. If you're co-parenting, as a dad, be intentional about spending time with the kid. Be intentional about making sure that you are making time to spend time with the child. And mom, do the same thing as well. Make sure that they know that together you're making sure that they have a healthy environment and you're doing things that they want to do. Okay. And then if you are a dual parent in the same house, make sure that you're not so busy passing each other by that you don't take time. That maybe there are some things you do as a family to where it's not just dad and kid, not just mom and kids, where it's everybody, but you want to make sure that time is spent with your kid without the phone in your hand, with you giving them your complete attention, to where that one-on-one time is just what is needed for the kid. Okay. Number 2, you want to integrate together time. It kind of goes hand in hand with this. Integrate together time with your daily schedule. Children, as much as you may not think, children love to help. Okay. What are there some things you have to do in the house that you can have them help you do? Now, I get it. Some of y'all are pros at this. Some of y'all are pros at making sure the kids do everything, right? So, some of y'all are like my mama. And my mama, and she'll probably watch this, and this is the complete, honest to God truth. This used to get on my nerves. And I know some of y'all parents do it because I do it sometimes too, but I got it from my mama, right? You'll be in the room, and you will call your kid from wherever they are in the house, and you will ask them to come to wherever you are, and you will ask them to turn off the light. Like that used to irk me. I would be in my room doing whatever I'm doing, minding my business, enjoying my life. And my mom and my dad would call me from the living room. They would say, Rob. My mom and my dad, the only people that call me by my first name. Everybody else called me Pervy, but they actually called me by what they named me, right? My mom would say, Robert Ethan. She calls me Robert Ethan. Robert Ethan. And I think something is really wrong because, you know, parents, when they call your name, they use a very authoritative voice. And I go running down the hallway thinking there's something wrong. And my mom will be like, can you turn off this light? Now, the light is right here. She can literally reach her hand up and turn off the light, but she called me from my room to turn it off, right? And so some of y'all parents do the same thing. Like, listen, like sometimes life gets hard and you on the couch and you really just don't feel like moving. And you will call your kid to do the simplest task. Your water will be right here to your right-hand side, and you will ask your kid to come into the room and give you your cup. Now, if they pour that water on you, you have a whole issue and you think they're wrong. But, but here it is. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about integrating a task into your schedule to where, like, you clean together and you do lawn work together, or maybe you wash the dishes together, you fold the clothes together. And during this time, you're creating conversations that can actually help your child grow in their walk with the Lord and in life. Hear me. I'm going to give you this resource. It's called Parent Q. The curriculum we use here at Concord with our next gen, with our Concord kids and Concord students, is called Parent Q. If you are a parent and you are involved in the life of Concord Church, you get a newsletter from us. And in that newsletter, there's a space on there for Parent Q. I need every parent to download the Parent Q app. This is an app that helps you walk through the phases of life of your child. And this is an app where we will get a lot of our resources from. You will hear me talk about different authors and different writers, but most of our information and what we share with you will be comes from Parent Q. Parent Q is absolutely amazing. And Parent Q talks about how these phases in life, we don't miss it. But Parent Q also talks about how you can use these moments of integrating together time to talk about Christ and to talk about their walk with the Lord and to see where they are in life and to see what they like and don't like. And you use these times to not just do the task, but you use these times to actually have talks. You use these times not to just do the tasks. You use this time to actually have talks where you're integrating together time into your daily schedule. If you can make time for everything else, you can make time for your kid. Okay. So number one was one-on-one time. Number two was integrating together time in your daily schedule. And this one, out of the four I'm going to give you, is probably my favorite one. It's called phantom time, ghost time. This is the time that late at night when everybody's asleep, and you do something special, or the time where your kids are not there. This is something I'm gonna do, right? In my research, I saw this and I was like, yo, Pervy, like, you've never done this. And this is dope. And so it's cool to me. Hopefully it'll be cool to you. Like phantom time, Aaron suggests that during this time when the kids are asleep, maybe you write a note to your kid. Maybe you write a note to them, or you make a video of how much you love them, how proud you are of them, or maybe they completed a certain task, maybe they made a good grade, or they accomplished something, they did something well, and you go above and beyond the good job or the hand clap, and you actually write a note, or you make a video for them to see. Like, I thought, like, yo, that's dope. And you do it when they don't know you're doing it. Maybe you do it at night when they're asleep or when they're away from home, but periodically make sure that they can visibly see, they can read it, they can see it, how much you love them. And so she talks about this phantom time and how you can get creative with it, that you can write notes, put it in their lunchbox, put it in their backpack, put it in random places in their room so they find it and they're always encouraged by how much you love them and how much you want for them. I thought that was dope. And so I'm going to incorporate that with me and my kids. That I do good with the one-on-one time. I do good with integrating time into my daily schedule. But I never thought about this one. I never thought about the phantom time in how I can do the small things, the video, the letter in the lunchbox. I can do all these things to make sure that my kids know I'm thinking about them, I care about them. So one is one-on-one time. 2 is integrating together time into your daily schedule. 3 is phantom time. And then 4 is break time. All right. So I know this. Everybody's busy. Everybody is busy. Like I get it. Everybody's busy, and some parents are busier than others. But you got to put in break time so that you and your children can spend about 15 minutes or half an hour together, and even set a timer. Right? Set a timer and don't even think about it. That break time starts and finishes. And give warnings to your kids when there's 2 minutes left. They may be tired of you. But what I'm saying is this is different from one-on-one time. This is one-on-one time is at a alone time where you're doing something entertaining, or the daddy-daughter dates, the daddy-son outings. That's the one-on-one time. This break time is where you're just living in the moment, right? Where you're just taking a break from the busyness of your day and just living in the moment and just being present. Just being present. A lot of times we think we have to schedule things or we have to have an order of stuff. Sometimes you got to be present. Just live in the moment. And you live in a moment when you pay attention to your kid. And when you pay attention, no matter how young or old they are. When your baby is teething, right? It's probably the most excruciating time of the newborn process, because there's nothing you can do to make these little teeth stop growing. Every chew toy that you give, every pacifier you give, every numbing gel you put in their mouth, it's like nothing works. They're always crying. But sometimes in that teething moment, you get the moment where the baby is chewing on the toy, looking you in your eyes, and all the drool is coming down their face. And it's the most amazing time ever. Live in that moment. Live in that moment. Or maybe it's the time where your kid is growing up a little bit and they learn how to tie their shoe, right? And they spent so much time learning how to tie their shoe and put their shoes on. Like, so for years, you've been doing it. You've been putting their clothes on. You've been helping them get dressed. You've been tying their shoes. And they finally come out the room and they put their clothes on, and your kid finally has their shirt on straight. Their pants are on the right way. Their shoes are on the right feet. They tied them up. Live in that moment. like to actually take time to live in that moment and let them know how proud you are. Like, don't get so caught up in getting ready for school or getting ready to leave out the house that you don't miss that moment. Or maybe it's the preteen. Maybe it's the preteen, and you know your preteen is going through puberty. You know their voice is changing, and you know their body is changing. Like, y'all, as a parent, my daughter is 7, and she's almost in need of a one of those situations women wear to hold themselves up, you know, the training bras, and I'm about to lose my whole mind. Like, I'm about to freak all the way out, right? And she's just 7. She's 7, right? But even in those moments, live there. When your kid's body start changing, they start getting weird. Like, parents, if you have a kid that's 12 or 13, like, they're getting very weird right now, right? Because they're coming into their own. Live in the moment. Hear them. What they say and do may be absolutely crazy. It's not going to make any sense. Pimples going to start coming on their face. Their little voice going to start changing. It's like, one day they'll be like 4 or 5. The next day they'll be 5, 6. Live in those moments. Acknowledge them and celebrate them. Celebrate changes. And one day you'll look up and the baby that used to drool all over you that was teething, the kid that learned how to tie their shoe, the preteen that was coming into puberty and coming into their own, will then be a teenager. And they'll be asking for your keys and asking for a car and be wanting to drive. And then you'll give them stipulations. Live in those moments. The moments they actually bring the car back with gas in it, live in those moments and celebrate them. The moments where they may have scraped the side of the car, but they're okay after you get through being frustrated and after you hold your hand back from wringing their neck. Live in the moment, right? Because here's what you're going to realize. The baby that used to chew on the toy will one day become the kid that's walking across the stage. And in between the teething and the graduation are years that you can't get back. And you want to make every single moment count. You want to make them count. You want to have the one-on-one time. You want to integrate together time into your daily schedule. You want to have that phantom time, those surprises. And you want to have break time. You want to break away from norm and actually have time with your family. No matter what your family dynamic is. No matter what your family dynamic is, you, ma'am, you, sir, my brother, my sister, you have the opportunity to pour so much into your kid, right? And you have to realize that spending time with your children provides so many opportunities to them. And y'all, we're helping build better parents to build stronger families, all right? Every parent has the opportunity to help their child make each phase count. Every parent has the opportunity to make each phase count. Every parent has the opportunity to make each phase of their child's life count. So you just have to be present. And we're going to help you. That's what the thread is about. The thread is about making sure that the bond between families and parents and the church all come together and we walk this out. We become better Christians. We grow together. We take our next steps together. And you, as a parent, become better so your family can be stronger. All right. So it's your boy Pervy here on the thread. Super excited to host it. Make sure you go visit concorddallas.org /the thread and make sure you get all the resources, everything stuff I gave today, stuff I didn't even mention on the show that will help you make every moment count. But do that. And from this time until the next time, I'll see you. Be great. Love you. Peace.